Many people are certain that aliens exist. Many of these folks are more interested in whether aliens visit Earth, and if so, how they get here. Would they fly saucers or employ spacecraft comparable to those used by Earth's astronauts? Or will advanced extraterrestrial spacecraft resemble something we haven't seen before? Would we be able to even see extraterrestrial spacecraft? Antarctica is a large, mostly frozen location where the wind blows a lot, snows, and sometimes thaws. Water expands when it freezes, and ice that is over water can break and form unique patterns. Google Maps and other similar services are not real-time graphics, but they may be changed without warning, displaying changes that are really years apart. It is the last major untouched wilderness on the globe, wrapped in cold mystery. But what is the truth about Antarctica's icy continent? The German U-boats U-530 and U-977 surrendered at the Argentinian harbor of Mar del Plata on August 17, 1945, a year and a half before Byrd's trip. There were strange U-boats from the so-called Führer Convoy, a highly classified group whose precise objectives remains unclear to this day. Because the submarine personnel refused to cooperate, the Americans learned relatively little facts. However, the commander of U-530 allegedly mentioned an operation called Walkure 2. In accordance with this plan, his ship set off from Kiel, northern Germany, towards Antarctica 2 weeks before the war's conclusion. Owing to the Walter snorkel, it only had to surface once throughout the whole Atlantic crossing. There were supposedly masked persons on board, as well as vital Third Reich documents. The captain of U-977, Heinz Schaefer, verified that he sailed the same path with his boat shortly after, and the Americans discovered that other German U-boats cruised in the area of Antarctica during the war, while doing their own investigation. What was the purpose of these journeys? In 1947, when businessman Kenneth Arnold claimed to have seen a group of 9 high-speed objects while flying his tiny plane near Mount Rainier in Washington. The crescent-shaped objects went like saucers skipping on water. According to Arnold, who estimated their speed at several thousand miles per hour, the following newspaper account incorrectly indicated that the UFOs were saucer-shaped, thus the moniker Flying Saucer. Later the same year, another Soviet-led mission, located at the Mirny Polar Station in Antarctica, dispatched 8 explorers deep into the uncharted continent with the goal of reaching the South Magnetic Pole. If official records are to be trusted, just 3 people out of 8 returned. And they were trapped by strong frosts, a storm, and a failing all-terrain vehicle engine. Later, in an interview with a reporter, Soviet polar researcher Yuri Korshinov detailed the events of the trip to the pole station. Korshinov was one of the people who returned from a trip to the magnetic pole. Neuroscientists stated in 1996 that they had discovered what seemed to be fossilized bacteria in a potato-shaped piece of Martian rock near Antarctica. The meteorite was mostly likely blown from the surface of Mars in a collision and traveled the solar system for 15 million years before falling to Antarctica, where it was found in 1984. Analysis indicated that the rock contains organic molecules as well as microscopic specks of the mineral magnetite, which is occasionally seen in Earth microorganisms. NASA researchers claim to have discovered nanobacteria under the electron microscope. However, most of the evidence has been called into question since then. Other specialists have stated that the magnetite particles were not that comparable to those found in bacteria after all, and that the organic compounds are derived from Earth's pollutants. A 2003 research also showed how chemical processes might be used to generate crystals that mimic nanobacteria in the laboratory. Numerous conspiracy theorists believe the Nazis claimed German land in Antarctica and launched an expedition there. The region was later explored by German geologists, who uncovered a network of rivers and caverns, one of which led to a big subterranean lake. According to Vladimir Terziski, a city-sized facility dubbed Base 22, or New Berlin, was created near the lake and allegedly housed not just Nazis, but also Bulgarians. However, this argument soon loses credibility because it claims the site was used to launch lunar missions. Colin Summerhays, a geologist at the University of Cambridge, previously wrote an entire article debunking rumors of a hidden Nazi space facility. However, the Nazis did establish a base in the Arctic, which was forced to abandon ship more than 70 years ago when the crew was poisoned by polar bear flesh. Although no aliens have been discovered, scientists have discovered some extremely odd species in Antarctica. It was discovered in 2014 that small life forms exist in a lake hidden beneath half a mile of ice. For almost 1 million years, this forgotten world has not seen sunlight or fresh air. Despite this, it supports over 4,000 types of creatures, implying that life may exist practically anywhere, even distant planets or moons. It is the first conclusive evidence that there is not just life, but also functioning ecosystems beneath the Antarctic ice sheet, something scientists have suspected for decades. That's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on extraterrestrials and the findings in Antarctica? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of our next videos, and I will see you in the next one.